We're back. So today we're going to be talking to you guys about how it is in the military, how she likes it in the military, how I like
how not being
not being in the military is, and
how he likes being married
military. And basically we're going to be explaining to you guys how it is with like BAH and basically how it is to
live on base.
You guys, the first thing we're going to talk about is to be married in the military, how it is civilian to military. I'll let her explain it all first.
Okay, so on my side, being married military to a civilian, it's not bad. I think it's, in my opinion, having not experienced being married military to military, from what I observe, I think it's kind of better to be married military to civilian because, military work schedules could possibly be a lot different from civilian work schedules, and then there's deployments you have to worry about. If your specific jobs can even be stationed together, which I don't know how rare that is or how common that is, but I mean, it's something to worry about versus just like, oh, you can find a job wherever we go and you don't have to worry about him getting deployed. Like, if I were to get deployed, it's just one of us, and I'll come back and then he'll still be here and we don't have to worry about, oh, now are you going to leave? Or, I like it. I like this lifestyle.
Yeah, like she was saying, get married January 7th, 2017 of this year. She was just getting out of BMT. I love being married, civilian to military. Let me tell you guys something. It's something that is gonna break you down. It's gonna make life hard for you. Trust me, I've been through it. We've been through it. It's one of the hardest things to do, but it's so worth it in the end. I'm happy right now. I'm like blessed to have her in my life. I'm blessed to have this house like in our lives. Like, it's a big blessing. Like, thank God for all this. And but like I said, it's a different lifestyle because you go in and then you're just like, damn, what do you expect? Like, you're scared, you're nervous, and that's how I was. But I knew she was the one that I wanted to marry, and sure enough, I married her. And then shortly after we got married, she went to tech school in Mississippi, and I was out in California still. And her tech school was what, 4 months? 4.5 months? And guys, let me tell you, those 4.5 months took forever. They took forever. Yes, don't get me wrong, I went to go visit her, but plane tickets are not cheap. Plane tickets are not cheap. That's probably one of the hardest things that I have had to gone through, because it's like, I just married this woman, like, we just like separate like right away, and it's kind of like...
And that's one of the things about being civilian and military, because you could get separated like that
And
at
it's just
any
like
time,
that. And it's hard, but it's so worth it, like I said. And a lot of people are not married. A lot of people are just boyfriend and girlfriend. And hey, I give it up to you guys if you guys are still together and your boyfriend is out on deployment or your girlfriend's out on deployment.
But even if you're not married and you're just boyfriend and girlfriend, you can't live together.
Exactly.
Or, I mean, you can, but you can't. So, like, if you're just going to, like, your first base, or you're just going to tech school, they can't come with you. And, they can move near the base or anything, but they can't move on base, and you're going to be in the dorms, so you can't move with them until you've been in a certain amount of time. But
exactly. And then a lot of the times it's like, you only get to visit them only a certain amount of time. They have curfews a lot of the time.
In tech
school. So that's a bummer. So you can't be doing a lot of the things that you want to do, like hang out with them and stuff. So it's like your time's limit. But like I said, a lot of the times when she was out in tech school, I was working and working out, so I was trying to just kind of keep my mind going. But it is a different lifestyle, let me tell you guys. It is a different lifestyle. It's something that you have to just have that support and trust in that person that you know that is going to be there for you till the end. And I knew she was always going to be there, and I always knew that she was the one, so.
And you have to know, as the military person, that your spouse is going to be 100% there for you, because tech school, I don't know about other career fields, but my career field, being air traffic control, is pretty stressful. Like, tech school was one of the most stressful periods in this military career that I've been in so far. Like, even more than basic, because I found basic pretty easy. But it was pretty stressful, and I came to a certain point at a certain time of being there, and I was like overly stressed out, and like I was like we were arguing like every time we would get on the phone. I didn't have a lot of time to get on the phone or talk to him or anything. But I mean, being here now, like, I'm so happy that he was able to deal with it and I was able to deal with it, and we stuck together, because now we have a beautiful house, and it was like so worth it. But it's very hard. And it was only like 4.5 months, which is still kind of long, but I mean, compared to like a deployment,
which is 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
so you got to think about that, guys. So that was probably one of the hardest things that we have probably got through and have gone through, like, at least in my experience. But I know it might be different for you guys. I know you guys are probably watching this video and somebody's out deployed, or you know somebody that is deployed, and so on and so forth. But if you guys have any questions on how
tech school,
BMT,
letters.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys do continue to watch our vlogs and you like them and you want us to do like specific ones, like if you want us to talk about BMT, she's gone through BMT. I'm studying the ASVAB right now. Another thing is, if you guys have any study tips, anything like that, please throw them my way, because I'm taking my ASVAB and I need to pass.
I have your study tips.
Oh, okay. She has my study tips. But anyway, so like if you guys want certain content that you guys would like to see, like
or anything that you want us to discuss or me to discuss, military-wise or
civilian-wise,
military spouse-wise.
And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're gonna keep all our social medias down below, so you guys come check it out. And then if you guys do have any comments, leave them below. So another thing that we're gonna talk about is when the process of getting married into like the military and how it went down and stuff.
For us.
Our experience, yeah. So basically, around December of last year, I was filling out some paperwork. I was basically online trying to find like a little chapel to get married at, and this is probably one of the most stressful and just irritating process in the world. I'll tell you guys why right now, because basically she was at BMT and there's no communication at all.
Well,
I mean,
okay, there's phone calls that you get. They're few and far between. I had a little bit more because I went during the holidays, so we got like those special days. But there's those phone calls that you get sometimes, and then there's letters. They pass out letters like once every week, and you can send letters pretty much whenever. So there's always letters for you to communicate through.
Yeah, but just keep in mind, if you guys are on a tight schedule, like when we were on a tight schedule, it was hard for me to, because we would be getting the letters late. Like she'll be sending her letter out on Monday and I won't be getting it till next week. So it kind of sucked, but we got everything through and it went perfect. But let me tell you guys more about it. So basically, I found a chapel. I forgot what the chapel was, but obviously everyone's Air Force is in, or BMT Air Force is going to be in Lackland, Texas, in San Antonio. So on Saturday, Saturday, that's when we got married? Saturday. basically we had our appointment to get married and stuff. They had everything ready. Basically how that went down was, it was just we were in a rush, we weren't ready. When we got there, her parents weren't there, so we were waiting on them.
My whole family, my
Yeah.
sisters, my parents,
Yeah,
nobody was there.
Yeah, and then they got there, like 15 minutes after?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 15, 20 minutes. So they got there, and then the guy that was gonna marry us had to fill out some paperwork. We had to fill out some paperwork. He basically went over the things that we had to say to one another, and basically so on and so forth. That's how we got married, but I'll go more in depth if you guys want me to. But right now we're just kind of touching up on how it went down, and yes, there is ways to get married after BMT.
After you graduate, they give you like
3 days.
a town pass, kind of. You get to go out, enjoy the town within a certain radius with your family. And so that's when we did it.
Yeah.
It was on my like town
Leave,
pass.
yeah. Another thing we're gonna talk to you guys about is BAH.
Basic allowance for housing.
We recently got this house about 2 weeks ago. Go ahead, I'll let her take it over.
Alright, so what happens with BAH? If everything's done and the military knows that you have a spouse and all that jazz. When you first get to your base, you're gonna go to like the housing office. They're gonna talk to you, about what you're eligible for, like what type of house, how many rooms, and you're gonna fill out your lease and your paperwork whenever they have time or house available, and you move in. So then what you're gonna start noticing is that your paycheck gets smaller because they're taking out your BAH, and depending on your rank and how many dependents you have is how much money your BAH is. So how much money they're going to take from your paycheck, because you don't pay rent or utilities or an electric bill or anything like that. So they basically use your BAH for all that. So
but keep in mind, they don't take out the full amount of the BAH on like your first paycheck. They do it the 1st and the 15th, obviously, when you get paid.
So when you get paid, your paycheck is smaller because they're taking a portion of your BAH out of your paycheck, each paycheck. And depending, I think with us having a 3-bedroom house, it's a lot less money than we would be paying if we had like a house off base. So if we were paying our rent and electricity bill, utilities and all that, it would actually turn out to be more than they're taking out of my paycheck. So it seems like, oh, that's a lot to take out of my paycheck, but it's actually pretty good.
Exactly. In reality, all we pay for is Wi-Fi. We don't have cable or anything, so we don't pay for that.
Right.
Our phone bill and just stuff like that. We don't pay nothing.
Pay our phone bill.
I know, that's what I said. I said we pay our phone bill.
So me being an A1C, my paycheck isn't like massive, okay, but it's a good, decent paycheck, and I only have one dependent, so my BAH matches with like everything that we would need. So the amount they take out is really, I think, good, because we would be paying more, if not the same, if we lived off base in like an apartment, but we're here on base in a 3-bedroom house and they're taking the same amount of money. So that's what BAH is. It's just your basic allowance that the military pays you for your housing.
Exactly. And on another note, be sure when you're filling out, if you guys do move on base and stuff, make sure you guys are filling out the paperwork correctly, and you send all the paperwork, because we had an issue where the paperwork didn't get received by them. And what happened was we got here and they told us that we were going to have immediate housing, like we were going to move right that day we got here. And it turned out the way we wanted it to, but we had to push on it and push on it and push on it. So basically what happened was our paperwork never got received. We came over here, they said, oh, okay, well, fill this out, we'll get you guys a house. We'll get you guys approved for a house today, but your move-in will be the next day. And that was a problem for us, because I had my parents bring in a bed, which is the one we're sitting on now, but we had our bed, we had totes and stuff, like our clothes and all that, our TVs, and our parents were only going to come that one day to drop this all off, so we were like, we need a house today.
That's, I think, another thing that, like, I like about the military. It kind of teaches you to, like, push for what you want. I mean, obviously, like, in an appropriate way, but, like, don't just settle for things. Just, you know, if they're like, oh, we don't have anything available, don't just sit there and be like, oh, okay. Because I feel like before I joined the military, I was that person that was just like, oh, okay, and then moved on. But, you know, it teaches you to kind of be like, well, is there anything that you can do because we need to move in today? Is there any small possibility this has to be done? You know. And
exactly.
So we pushed and pushed, and
finally we got the house, and yep, it was immediate, like right then today. So we're thankful for that, and thank you for the person that helped us out get this house. But okay, so if you guys do have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment sections. If you guys need to follow us on social media, we're always posting about us having a good time at the house, going out places, and if you guys just want to see like our life around YouTube, then please feel free to follow us. I'm going to leave them in the description. And if you guys did like this video, please like and subscribe.
And if you have any questions about BMT or Keesler or tech school or your first base or Nellis, because that's where I'm stationed at right now in Las Vegas, so you can leave a comment about that and we can talk about that too.
Yeah, so if you guys, like I said, if you guys do want us to do a video about BMT, or if you're scared to go to BMT, just stuff like that, everyone has questions.
I know I was scared, and I was searching all over for videos about BMT to see what it was like and see what everybody had to say about it, because I was terrified.
Exactly. And I'm gonna be the same way, but I'm pretty excited for it because it's a career that I'm ready to go in for. But like I said, guys, any questions, feel free to drop them down below. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.